Apa? Apa? Enggak ada. Enggak, cuman dialog aja, ngomong-ngomong aja. Enggak ada laptopnya. Okay, my name is Mariata Wijaya. The title of my talk is AMA about contributing to Python and open source. I hereby agree to abide by the Pycon APAC Code of Conduct.
Okay, I will start this session. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Pycon APAC 2024 in Yogyakarta. We are on the third day, and I will be your moderator on this session. Our speaker for today is Marinata Wijaya, who will be presenting on the topic AMA and conversation about contributing to Python and open source. Time is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. So, yeah, my name is Mariata. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have slides or anything. This is just Q&A session. I'm just opening the floor for any one of you. I guess you're here because you're interested in contributing. So what can I help you? Like just ask questions. Maybe raise your hand and saya panggil gitu gimana? Ya, ada yang oke ya. Oke. Oh, ya. Yeah.
My first question maybe what's your first commit and how do you get your commits?
Okay, my first commit. So the question is what is my first commit and how did I get the review process? I remember one of my first commits to Python was a documentation fix. It's not even code, just text in restructured text. And I was changing like one sentence, and it took 4 tries to change one sentence, one English sentence. At that time, I was my first ever contribution to Python. I didn't realize that they use this thing called restructured text. So turns out a lot of open source, Python open source, they use this markup language called restructured text. For many years, I never knew until I contribute to open source. So I had to learn about it. And I was stupid because I did not know I need to follow PAP 8, which is obviously, but I wrote my text in very long line. They said, change that. You have to shorten it. Okay, I shorten it. And then they have another nitpicky thing. You need to change this. Okay, change it again. So 4 tries, I got it merged. And I know this sounds discouraging, but this is just how it is. It's not that they don't think you're good. It's not that they're judging you or you're bad. You didn't know about all of these tools. No. This review feedback are part of the learning process. So it is a learning opportunity for me to learn about all of these different rules. And maybe the first time I did all of these mistakes, but the second time then I knew that I need to format my code a certain way, and then it's faster. So if you're like just now I was talking to someone and he was saying like he always get being told like you need to change a lot of things. This is normal. This is just how it is. Yeah.
When I also learned similar thing when I started. So you feel like, because again, the maybe Asian thing, you feel like
Yeah.
PR is kind of like a test. Because like if someone says that, oh, you did something wrong or you have to fix that, and you feel like, oh my god, like I failed the test. But it's not. It's a learning process. And
Yeah.
some people they will not push the PR to GitHub until they are, perfect. But you don't have to. Just go to a stage that you think that okay, maybe somewhere you need guidance, you need some help, or you're not sure if it's correct. Just push it and ask the maintainer like to review it so you can learn from it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely, don't wait until like your PR is complete, the best. It's okay. Just ask for feedback. Actually, my advice is engage and communicate with the maintainer. Don't just wait to be told. You don't have to try to figure out everything by yourself. It's okay if you ask questions. It's okay if you said, "Oh, I only finished half of the ticket, but I don't know how to continue." Just ask, like, "Can you tell me, is this correct?" It's okay. Like the whole point is to discuss with the maintainers. So it's all part of the contribution process. Did that help? Did I answer your question? Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay. You need to. Yeah.
I was wondering because oh sorry. Yeah, my name is Suni. I was wondering how active is the Python repository because there is this easy tag, easy level in the issues, and it might be good for like a beginner, but it seems it's already done by many other like another developer or something. So there is no chance for someone new to just I want to work on this, but there's already some comment and some pull requests already like that. And I think if we create another pull request for the same issue, it's not, I don't know, it's not.
Yeah. So the CPython is very active, and you're right. If usually in my experience, if there is truly an easy PR, it will get fixed right away. So the trick is, and I did this myself, you gotta subscribe so that you get notified of the new issue. So you can be the first to do it. And again, that's what I did. But I also realized maybe it's bad. With the CPython repo is super noisy. I when I started, my inbox never stopped. Like every 15 minutes, there's a new email. Like after a while, I just have to. Well, after a while, I get into the rhythm that I stop subscribing. But you know, for the first, maybe maybe you can try, so you get the issue. Um, but I also suggest don't wait for an issue. It's really not about. Yes, eventually you want to make pull requests, but it shouldn't be your first goal. Like the first goal is you can just observe. You can just, I think everything will look like, wow, I don't understand any of this. The first time you go to see Python repository, like, what are they talking about? They're talking about PEP something, blah, blah, blah. Yes, things you never heard about. It will be overwhelming. So just take the time to observe, just follow the discussion, hear what other people are discussing about, and eventually join the discussion, join the conversation on the issue, on the PR. Go look at other people's PR and help review. And in the C Python specifically, the main activity for core developers is, other than the pull requests, is all the PEPs, all the Python enhancement proposals. Do you know about PEP? You understand how it works? So somebody needs to propose an idea to Python, and this idea is going to be discussed for maybe a few months. you you need to share your voice there. Don't just read and wait until it got implemented. When the PAP is proposed, it is your opportunity to share your opinion. The core developers do this, but you don't need to wait until you become a core developer to start discussing things. It's an open forum on the discuss.python.org. Anybody can join. Um, just be engaged and, like I said, be opinionated. Like share your voice. Did that help?
You don't have to just like, if you haven't contributed open source before, you don't have to be like, oh, I just want to contribute to like,
Yeah.
try different projects, because a
Mhm.
lot of times, like different projects, how the governance is different,
Yeah.
how they do things are different. So by having a wide variety of experience actually helps you to handle different situations.
Mhm. You can keep one. Yeah, no, that's right. And that's why you need to read the contributing guide. Each project will have it. If they don't, then that's a bit too advanced. Like, start with the project that has it. And to me, C Python was intimidating at first, but I also contributed to another project that is run, by a smaller group of people. And because they don't have as many people coming in making PRs, the smaller project maintainers, they have time to help you. They have time to actually review your PR even quicker than Python. So I suggest just start contributing, even if it's a small project, just get into it. Once you have the rhythm, then you can contribute to Python.
So you can see how others contribute, like look at other people's PR, where
Yeah.
they contribute very quickly. You have an idea whether this project is actively maintained or this project, the maintainer is super busy. They don't look at it. Usually it happens on a mature project because they don't need to add a lot of new feature or don't need to fix a lot of bugs because all the bugs has been found. So the maintaining is, could be very slow, and then as a new contributor, it may be a bit frustrating. So yeah, have a look at what's going on in the project so you get an idea what you can expect.
Okay, and you have a question, yeah?
My name is Zaki. Can you share stories like from your experience on Web 581, the one that you achieved?
Oh, Web 581.
I think I read like some discouraged comments.
Yeah.
And how did you face those?
Yeah.
How's the journey until it gets accepted? It's being production now.
I think it took 2 years or something. No, maybe, I don't remember, 3 years. So for those who don't know, PAP 581 is the proposal to migrate the issue tracker from something called bugs.python.org. It was called Roundup. It was something that was created in Mercurial that the Python community adopted maybe in 2000, I forgot which year, but the C Python project used it for a long time, but then GitHub came along and other projects are using GitHub issue trackers, but Python until 2017 even, that's 2017 is when they start using pull requests on GitHub. That was another PAP, and then we waited 2 more years before I said like, well, let's start issues on GitHub. And I've heard from people now, like now that we've done the migration, people really find like contributing is easier now on GitHub compared from the other thing. And yeah, initially there were people who said like, oh, GitHub is closed source, is third party, we should use open source project. But the thing is, GitHub is just it's about trade-off. In the end, GitHub has a lot of resources. It scales. It builds a lot of features that our community needs. We can build automations and everything. At that time, like even the old bug tracker, it didn't have APIs. We needed to manually do things. We couldn't automate a lot of things. And so the pushback was that, well, let's spend resources and time to improve this, open source library. But I was persistent. Like, we have this GitHub ready to be used now, and it's already used, not just it's already widely used by the rest of open source community. So like we have to weigh in the pros versus the cons of GitHub is not an open source tool. But so that was the main pushback. I just be persistent. Yeah, in the end it was accepted, and like the PSF spent resources, like they hired a project manager to really push this project to completion. So now we are using GitHub. Yeah. Is that helpful? Yeah, okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay, ini dulu ya.
I guess I have 3 questions.
Okay, one at a time.
So to become Python for developer, first, what are the requirements, the responsibilities, and the benefits?
The requirement is really, you really have to make lots of contributions. In the end, yes, you need to make pull requests, but it's not just about the quantity, the quality of it matters. So yes, maybe at first your PR is slow, you make a lot of mistakes, but if we see throughout the time you improved, that is a good sign for us. But it's not just creating PRs. We also want to see people who are actually helping others. Like they help review other people pull requests. They help identifying, like they help replicate issues, say just commenting on the issues and PR saying, I don't know, hey, I saw this, I think this is not working anymore or whatever. Just comment. Like all of these activities, commenting on PRs, commenting on issues, participating in the PAP discussions, seeing all of these activities from you is what will get you noticed by the rest of core developers. Nowadays, our process is you go from being just contributor, you're just creating PRs. If we see enough contribution, we will ask if you want to be promoted to be a triager. So this is a special group that you don't get commit rights yet, but you will be mentored. Usually someone will offer to mentor you as a triager, and you have other privileges. Even as a triager, you can start applying labels, like you can help more. Usually most of our triagers now do end up, like if they stay committed, they get promoted to co-developers. So that's the process. And like make lots of contributions. You said the responsibilities. In the end, it's just reviewing and merging other people's pull requests, and also again PAP discussions, and all of this you can do already except the merging. Like you can do the rest, you can discuss, you can help reviews, even not as a code developer. So I like to think of it just practice, just start reviewing, you know. And the benefits, I actually just have a blog post in which I list all of the benefits that I know about, other than having that, green button to merge pull request. I actually I could apply for grants to attend conferences, to attend Pycon US. I could get, like, if I want to go to Europe Python, I get to register for the conference for free. Um, I get to attend the annual core developer sprint. Like, they pay for my travel, my flight, my hotel. Last year they sent me to Brno in Czech Republic, paid for the whole like flight and hotel. It's cool, it's fun. There's lots of little perks like that, and of course you get respect from other people. Like, it really helps, especially for me, and I know it will help you too, to have this title, to get noticed in the resume, because yeah, it's cool, Yeah. You have another question?
My question is, have you experienced the language barrier when you contributing to? Uh, I repeat again. My name is Taruma. I'm so nervous.
No.
Sorry, nervous. So my question is, have you experienced the language barrier when you contributing to open source? And if you have, how do you overcome it? And the question is, the second question, I creating a project because my language barrier. I want to contribute to open source project in Python when I am learning Python in 3 years ago. But my language is not good enough. The English is, I'm not confident yet. But I have an idea to create my Python package myself, but the documentation in Indonesia. But the rest of code is in English, because I think maybe someone with that doesn't understand Indonesian can read the code and understand how to improve it. But right now, my Python package is so domain specific because my background is not software engineering. My background is civil engineering in water resource. So I create a Python package for hydrology analysis, and I try to share it to Python developer, but it's 2-3 years ago. So I don't now I don't know when I try to share it now. But how do you convince other people to contribute to your project? Because my idea is, this is open source. If you have language barrier, if you cannot speak English, I can answer it. If you speak English, right now you can chat GPT.
Yeah. No, that's what I want to say.
But in 3 years ago, there's no
Yeah.
chat GPT. But
Okay.
now I want to try it to
Yeah.
make the documentation in English. But I have a dilemma: should I choose Indonesian as documentation or English as documentation? Because my target audience in this package, HydroKit, is for Indonesian user and Indonesian knowledge. And because I'm civil engineering and I have experience, because in civil engineering, this is too long. I'm sorry because this is too long, but I want to share my experience. So I'm a civil engineer. When I tried few apps in web apps with Python, and I share to my community in civil engineers, they think the Python or the programming is not is skill, it's just a tools. So they don't appreciate it. That's why I think maybe I should open source my project. So I think maybe another word, maybe one view, it's enough for me gitu. So my experience, can you relate with my experience, and how do I
overcome it, because I want to try again, and I want to make sure that I can share it to many audience, at least from 100,000 people. One people is enough for me.
I totally relate to that. You know, when I give talks, I know not everybody will learn from it. It's enough if just one person feel inspired and want to do something. So I definitely relate to that. Language barrier, first of all, I think your English is really good. You spoke for non-stop for a few minutes in English. So I don't know why you think there is a barrier there. So I don't have language barrier because I've been in Canada long enough. But I know there are a lot of core developers, who are admitted they use LLMs. They are from Europe. They don't speak English as first language, and we also have core developers from South Korea and Japan. They their English not always perfect, but they do it anyway, and we understand. So you don't have to feel afraid about it. Yeah, like Konhan said in his presentation today earlier, if you were there, just it's okay to use ChatGPT to make you sound more English, and it's okay. People understand it's helpful. Um, I do recommend that. Yes, if you would like more users, have it in English so that more. I know it. I too feel like it shouldn't be like that, but for now, having it in English is what will make more people can discover it. Um, one more thing, you were asking like how can I encourage people or to contribute? Yeah, just start talking about it. Go to Meetup, present it, and explicitly say, I'm looking for contributors. Go to post on social media, go to these kind of conferences, apply and tell people about it. Um, that's what I would suggest to people, and that's what I do too. Like I go to conferences to present my project. Yeah, not sure if that's helpful.
It's
Yeah,
helpful. Thank you
okay.
for encouragement.
Yeah, yeah. I think it will be cool. It would be cool for the Pycon APAC to just give shouts outs, just share projects done by Indonesians, just on social media, maybe tag the PSF, tag Python, so that they can retweet it, reshare it. Just I think it's really important to give visibility of this to the wider community, like, and that's why it's better if you can do it in both languages, Indonesian and English. Yeah.
Oh, I have a question again. So in my industry in civil engineer, there's some people, my colleague is have interest with Python and create a web app in Streamlit. And I say, why don't you share to others?
Yeah.
Because they think it's not his skills. Now I'm considered to gather the civil engineers to share their Jupyter notebooks.
Yeah.
I only ask, just share your Jupyter notebook, just upload in GitHub. Don't think about others people, because this is not PEP, not standardized.
There will always be people who will criticize, and there at the same room there will be people who criticize. There will be people who will enjoy your talk or enjoy your project. Just focus your attention to people who will appreciate it and don't care about the haters. Okay, that's my advice. There will be haters, you don't care.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I will forward it to my friends.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. The time is up. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you all coming.
Thank you again for Miss Marinata Wijaya for answering the questions and for your insightful presentation.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Please give a round of applause to our speaker today, Marinata Wijaya.
Thank you.
We hope you found it insightful